In this video, we're going to talk about the things that are holding you back from living abroad. Whether you want to make your forever home someplace else, have like a nomadic lifestyle, or even just an extended visit, things like people's outside opinions, thinking you don't have enough money, maybe learn the language, can all be reasons why you might not want or might be holding you back from trying to live abroad. So we're going to talk about all that right after this break.
Luv and Co, nurturing your natural beauty. Clean ingredients, conscious choices. Melanin focused, earth friendly, toxin free. Luv and Co, beauty with a heart. Wear love, share love. Now featuring, your skin deserves this treat. Our jojoba exfoliating skin scrub. It will leave your skin feeling so yummy, clean, and just absolutely healthier. Get your hands on our jojoba exfoliating scrub to get rid of that dead skin and to have your face looking healthier and feeling so refreshed. There is a link in the description.
Welcome to the 7997 podcast. We are your hosts, Chris and my lovely wife, Jackie.
Hey.
And as always, every week, every day, every month, we're just trying to get closer to each other.
Always so dramatic.
And closer to you guys.
Hey.
And getting closer today means making sure that y'all not scared to just go live abroad. Or go visit abroad. Or go take a vacation, take a trip, get out the country, go do something.
Can I tell them what prompted this?
Certainly.
I had a chit chat with a lovely lady.
A chit chat.
A chit chat, chatting chit chits.
Don't get us demonetized now.
Sorry.
Okay.
But no, I had a young lady booked a consultation, and we sat for an hour and we hashed out some of the questions she had, misconceptions, misunderstandings that she had about traveling abroad and what she would need, doesn't need, and all that good stuff. So that's what's prompted this show.
So if y'all need a consultation, hit 7997.life, not .com, not .org, 7997.life. Book your consultation.
Yep.
If you just need to kind of clarify some things, get a better understanding, we're here for you guys. Because you've asked for it, not because we're just trying to get dollars out your pocket.
Correct.
Thank you. First thing I would say, and I would say probably one of the first things you kind of had to get untangled with her, is like not to overcomplicate it. You can do as much or as little as you want to. You don't have to do like we did, where you just sell everything. Pick up and move sight unseen to a whole nother country. That is crazy talk, and we have to be a little crazy sometimes, but it's okay. So like when you're in situations where maybe you think, I can't go back, we're not going back, Kamala, and you're only going forward, maybe you'll take risks that maybe you wouldn't normally take. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
You can go and visit first. You can go and live for a month in an Airbnb. You can go and do all types of other things instead of having to like pick up everything and leave and go. Now to facilitate those type of moves, I'll talk about traveling in general. If you just want to go for like a 2-week stint, 3-week stint,
obviously go.
That's fine.
Take your PTO.
Right.
And then boom, right?
Right. If you wanted to go and say, hey, I want to live there for 6 months, maybe you look at renting out the home you have already, say Airbnb, if you have that option. If you're just renting, maybe you just say at the end of my lease, I'm going to go ahead and do the thing over here. You store some stuff someplace with the family, friends, or some storage, and you go have your trip. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. It doesn't have to be, out of this world to try and make happen.
Right. You don't have to shut down shop and just,
right.
All that. You don't have to necessarily do residency paperwork if you're planning to, and that was part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Do I need residency paperwork and this, that, and the other? Well, if you only just plan to be out for 2, 4, 6 months, you're just an extended traveler.
Right.
You don't need residency paperwork. You know, that kind of thing.
But technically, if you're looking at some place, and usually if you're an American and you have a U.S. passport, you can go a lot of places without having to have any real paperwork.
That's true.
You can get 90 to 180 days in a lot of different countries. So you can go, spend a couple months there, even do a border run, hopefully in some countries, and come back.
Yeah.
So Mexico, we can get 180 days on your trip coming in. which is enough to kind of get a sense of, is this the right place for me? Is this where I want to be? Or if you just want to come and just enjoy your time here, you can.
And with that amount of time, you could do a lot of domestic traveling too.
Absolutely.
Because we have folks in our community who started in Mexico City, who then went to Puebla, who went to what's the Lake Chapala, who went to Guadalajara, and then San Miguel. So when you have 2-4 months, you can actually do a lot of fruitful domestic traveling.
Absolutely. So like once you get all of your stuff together, you're ready to move, to get out, you find where you want to go, and you've gone and you're there, a lot of times it's not as difficult to get started on the ground. You'll find your credit cards work in a lot of places.
Yep.
There's usually
swipe it
whenever you land in some place to exchange money. So that's really not an issue. If you go to a lot more modern places, there are delivery services. There's
that's true.
Uber and Uber Eats and Rappi and
I thought you were talking about having money delivered. I was saying that was true.
You can do that
because you can do that before you leave. You actually can order from your bank or credit union. Man, that's what I thought you were talking about.
No, you're talking about something different.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
you can actually get your bank to send you money in other denominations, other currencies, I should say, before you leave.
That's
you got to give them some lead time to make that happen. But that's all possible as well. So you can come in with
you already have your money, and especially if the exchange rate's good.
They'll probably give you a better exchange rate.
You have a better exchange rate, so there's so many ways you can do the money piece of it.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I didn't mean to.
Again, once you hit the ground, there's a lot of ways that you can kind of get things brought to you, delivered, or get around town without having to know the local language. So you go through like Southeast Asia, there's like Grab and a bunch of apps like that. You have Uber and Uber Eats here, you have Rappi here, you have Didi here in Mexico. So a lot of places now have these sort of technological conveniences that you can just kind of pull out your phone.
Just like back in the U.S.
Right. Just
Instacart,
like back home. Right.
Uber Eats, right?
Right. So that can ease your transition a little bit if you don't feel like you're super comfortable yet to go out into the local economy and actually speak with people and fluent enough to be able to like go and buy and purchase things. So you kind of ease into that a little bit as well. So that's also a big help in a lot of different places. So make sure you investigate wherever you're trying to look to move to that, is there some sort of easy online way to kind of get food to the house, whether it's groceries or just restaurant food, or to get around town, what's the transportation options? So you can kind of make that happen as well and not feel like you're stuck in a place where, I can't eat because I can't speak the language.
Right.
That's not necessarily an option everywhere.
Right.
I would also say healthcare is very different in a lot of places. If you go to the U.S. and you need healthcare, and you don't have insurance, it's very difficult for you to just walk into a doctor's office and say,
hey,
I need to get treated.
Yeah.
You're like, sure, give me $15,000.
Correct. Not that way here.
Right, but if you're in Mexico, Southeast Asia, a lot of places, they're not requiring insurance, and the over-the-counter cost is cheap enough so that if you do need help, you can just go and get it.
That's correct.
You're not, restrained by an insurance system by any means.
Yeah, that's correct.
Which makes things a whole lot easier. So if you need medications, always check and make sure wherever you're going, you're able to get your medications.
Yeah.
Everything's not available everywhere. And even if it is available, how easy is it to get?
Right.
So I have a couple of medications that I can get here, but they're not always easy to get. I have to do it mail order, or I got to go to the hospital to get it. I can't just go into any pharmacy and get it. So knowing what is needed, what is available is always good to know up front, so that you're not there and you're not surprised. And you can also, if you can get a 3-month supply while you're in the U.S. and bring it with you.
Right. You can do that.
You can do that. And make sure and check with customs to make sure there's no issues before when you come through.
And keep everything labeled, guys.
Everything labeled.
And keep your prescription.
In the original container.
With your name on it?
Absolutely. So don't just dump it all in a Ziploc bag.
Don't Ziploc bag it.
No. Don't wrap it in plastic wrap.
And definitely don't shape the bag like a brick.
Yeah.
It's... Just keep it in the container.
Just keep it how you got it.
But I want to say something, because this is part of the conversation I had with the young lady during the consultation. She was like, okay, so what do I do about healthcare, and what do I do about my medicine and things like that? And then when she told me she just wanted to come for 3 to 6 months, I'm just thinking to myself, well, unless you are just a chronically ill person, normally we go to the doctor for a regular checkup. So that means you need to schedule that before you travel, or do it when you get back. Or if you do have an emergency, then there, like you were saying, there's excellent healthcare here,
Yeah.
right? And around the world, like even no matter where you're traveling, there's going to be healthcare. There's going to be healthcare, and whether your healthcare, and this is something, I want to say this way. Even if you are, let's just say you're in Germany, if you have a special condition, they may fly you somewhere else, or they may fly you within Germany. The same way at home, if you need a heart specialist or a cancer specialist, if your hometown that's not where it is, you may have to drive or fly to get to that specialist, take care of your special needs. Right. So I want to make sure everyone, I think that's part of the misconception about traveling to other places. You know, it's, I had someone ask, do they have cars there? And it's like, there are cars here. You know what I mean? Maybe you're asking what kind of cars do they have? Like Cuba was stuck. You know what? Really, what especially Americans want to know is how advanced.
Right.
How
advanced in quotes, right? For sure.
How advanced is the next situation going to be, and or how comfortable. Right. Am I going to?
That's what I was going to say. How far outside of my comfort zone am I going to have to go?
Yep.
And some people want to go way far outside their comfort zone, and if it's not far enough out, they won't go.
Yeah.
They want some adventure, right?
Yeah.
But I think many of us are feeling like we want to have at least some amount of creature comforts when we get here. We want to feel familiar enough and not feel like you're in some,
like a foreign, like you and me in a foreign land, but foreign within foreign is challenging, and I think that's really what it is. How can I stay as comfortable as I can while traveling? And that's why we're at having this discussion, right? So if you're just going to be a long-term traveler, take care of your special needs in your hometown, or with your favorite doctor, and then if you need to take special medications with you, what have you, then go ahead, or even letters, right? So that a doctor can just write up, this is the condition, this is their course of treatment or whatever. If you have to travel with x-rays, I mean, whatever, right? Just have that paperwork, have it on a flash drive, put it on a CD or whatever. Get your medication, keep it in the bottle, ask for a 90-day supply, and then also if you know you're going to be gone longer than a 90-day supply, then you can call ahead or email. Guess what, guys? Email. You can email that doctor in that town, and find out. Go to the message boards, the Facebook groups and things like that. Hey, who is this special doctor that takes care of this? And then you can start planning while you're at home to take care of those other needs, right? Or do you do a mail order, have it mailed to a little P.O. box in Texas, and then it gets shipped to you while you're abroad? So it's understanding that there is technology. In a lot of places.
And even with all those precautions you can take, you can also on top of that get Nomad health insurance. So it's insurance that'll cover you kind of pretty much anywhere in the world. So you can get some of that to make sure that if you're someplace and something catastrophic happens, you'll have enough money to cover the cost of that thing as well.
And we are not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all. I can't even give you the name of one. Google search will get you there. But as always, any type of insurance, do your research, make sure it's on the up and up, make sure it's doing what it says it does.
Right.
Running a digital business from anywhere in the world, Pixpa makes it easy. Build a stunning website, sell your products, and connect with customers all in one place. No coding, no hassle, just possibilities. Pixpa, your business, your way, anywhere in the world. Sign up today at the link in the description. First thing to do is have somebody to connect with before you go, because it is always a little bit harder if you're kind of going and you have nobody to touch base with. And I think a lot of people are scared to kind of say, I go there and I don't know anybody and I can't connect with anybody. So Facebook groups is probably the biggest place to kind of try and find some like-minded people before you go down, so that you can say, okay, once I touch the ground, I have somebody who can kind of show me around a little bit, can help out, can give me, if I get into a tough situation or something where I don't understand, I can call somebody and say, hey, how does this actually work in this country? I don't really know.
Right. And that could be a special Facebook group. Like, for example, we have a Black SMA page. You know, and you see a lot of people, hey, I'm going to be traveling such and such. I'm traveling solo, or I'm traveling with my husband, or I'm traveling with my child. And, you know, and it's like, what can we do? What, you know, what's going on the streets? And I think oftentimes we don't realize how important that is. Yeah. Like, that's really important. Even something small, you know, like, where is the best pharmacy? Right. You know, where is the best grocery store? Where can I find these things? You know, so when I hit the ground running, I'm good. You know what I mean? And even if you can't find someone in that specific group, because it could be the cat lady group, whatever, right? You could have a facilitator, you know, and so who is that person that I can reach out to? And yes, you guys can reach out to us. Yes. 7997.life. Okay, go ahead.
Schedule a consultation today.
Consultation. I love meeting and greeting. It's fun.
I will say this is probably one of the biggest things holding other people back is the opinions of friends and family who have never been to the place that you've been to. Or maybe they have been to the place you've been to and they just have a bad experience.
Or the worst yet, they've never been away from home.
Anywhere.
And it's not, I'm not even going to throw y'all under the bus, but I think those are the loudest voices. Those tend to be the loudest.
Those are the most trusted voices around you. Like, you're my friend and family. I know you. You know me. You probably have a better idea of what's going to be safe for me. So you're giving me opinions based on that. Right. And fully understand that. They're just, you know, speaking out of fear sometimes. But at the end of the day, what we see in television, what we see in media, a lot of times it's not the truth or it's not the whole truth.
Right. I was going to say partial.
Yeah. So we get this idea of certain countries are underdeveloped, backwards, not safe, you know, war-ridden or whatever. And the truth is, maybe that's true, but maybe it's just in that section. It's not over here. Right. The same way if you're in the U.S., there's, you know, inner city may not be as safe as it is in the middle of the country. It's all different places. So like, it's about getting a better understanding of where you want to go, specifically state, town, neighborhood, street. It goes down to every level to understand, you know, where you're going to feel safe, where you're going to feel protected, where you're going to have all the resources you need. So you're not someplace where you feel like you're, you know, just lost and in trouble at some point. Right. And like, sometimes it takes getting those friends and family members to come down with you or sending them back pictures and videos of experience until they actually understand that, man, maybe it's not so bad.
Right. I'm going to tell you, I did that. Yeah. I did that. And I think most of y'all know I went to South Africa almost 6 years ago now. Who's counting? Good grief. It's been 6 years. So anywho, when I was telling one of the mothers at the church that we were moving, she said, oh my goodness, Sister Richardson, my daughter and my son-in-law, they about to go to South Africa, and I just don't know by. She started doing that sing song, I just don't know. And I told her, I said, I understand, you know, especially when you're close. It's all about care, and especially most of the time, it's just care, concern, and love. I don't want no one to get hurt, and or at least if you get hurt, I want you to be around the corner, down the street, and I can get to
so
you
I can
quick.
get my hands on
you. You know, get my eyes on you. And I said, sis, I promise you, where she's going is, I said, there's danger everywhere. You can't outrun sin. You just can't do it, right? I said, but South Africa is beautiful. The next week, I brought my laptop and I pulled up all these pictures for her. She sat down and looked at those pictures of Cape Town, Johannesburg, and all the little places in between, and she said, this was so helpful, thank you. And she was able to chill. And this is a lady who knows Jesus. I know if she don't end up in heaven, we got a problem. I mean, you know, it's not necessarily about your faith and what you believe in. It's if you don't know, sometimes the fear will lead. Yeah. And again, it's about that care and concern. Her baby daughter, what? going to Africa,
Yeah.
and you know all the negativity around Africa, and are there some sad things going on there? Absolutely, but not everywhere, and definitely not all the time, you know. But yeah, that really did put her at ease. And when we do call back and we send pictures back, when folks do come to visit us, they're like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. Do you know what I mean? And it calms them down. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Some places you're just not familiar with.
Right.
Like I literally was watching a video on Paraguay. Like, who knows anything about Paraguay?
It's like I think it's near Argentina, but that's all I know.
I know that because our son went to Argentina. Like I know the proximity of it.
Right.
Like, I don't know anything about the culture, the place. And then I see videos and like, man, it looks like any other city. It looks like San Francisco. I saw a video of Doha, Qatar. It looks like any other place. Like all these places you're just not familiar with, and you feel like, oh, they're in a desert or they're in South America, so they look like
or it's worn, torn,
whatever. And like you just have no conception.
Yeah, let me say something that was really funny, especially as an American, right? Especially if you were born in the North. If you are Northern American,
I was going to say the same.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wait a minute, you moving to North Carolina like horse buggies, and then once they get to Charlotte, specifically our family, once they got to Charlotte, it's like, oh, all these high rises, and
you think you're going down to country farm country, and
because that's our experience, especially the black experience. You know, I'm gonna go down to the South, go down country during the summer. I'm gonna go visit aunties, uncles, grandma, right? And then that's what happens. You end up on a farm in a small community and all that kind of stuff, which isn't bad. It's not like it's a bad situation, but it stuck with us that it didn't develop, and or change. I'll say that because I don't know about the development part, but anyway, like it didn't change. And then they get there and it's like, is that a skyscraper and another one and another one and an NFL football stadium, and so it's like, this is,
you can get robbed there just like
right, and we wear shoes.
Got my overalls in the wash, but
who knew, you know? So it's the same way, even during travel in the U.S., we have to take our blinders off. I encourage us all to go and travel. And even if, and this is the thing, I'm very mindful that everyone doesn't have the same experience or resources. I say, go to the next county. Go to the next borough. Borough. I want to say burro. See, I got the Spanish. I just want to say burro.
Don't go to the next donkey. Go to the next neighborhood. Yes.
Oh Lord, but and I'm talking to New York City here. A lot of New Yorkers,
Right. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I might go to Manhattan, but I don't be in Queens. I don't be in the Bronx like that.
I went to New York to visit family one time, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this, let's do that. We get on the Staten Island ferry, we go over to Staten Island, and they're building a new mall, and they're doing this, doing that. And then I head back, and I'm talking to some people, and they're like, oh, I've never been to Staten Island. I'm like, you from here? Like, you're from all here. You're from New York City, and you've never crossed the water. And that's the way we are. We won't cross the train track. We won't cross a bridge. We will just stay right in our own little hamlet. And I just encourage us all, go on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Go grab a piece of chicken from another neighborhood and go. You know what I'm saying? If there's a Walmart 20 miles away, go. If you can, get on a bus or train, ride a burro, whatever you gotta do, go and do it. It's just, we gotta take those blinders down. You know what I mean?
So speaking of resources, I think the biggest thing holding anybody back is saying that I cannot afford to do it.
Money.
Thing to think about is that, like we said all along, there are different levels to this. There are different versions. You kind of build your own version of getting out and seeing the world that you want to build. That might mean that I only go for a little while. Doesn't mean I have to get up and kind of relocate altogether. Depending on your job, you may be able to take that job with you.
Or when you do a vacation, if I may interrupt you. How about this? If you are looking and you're not in the U.S. and you're planning to go to the U.S., New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, they're cool, but there's so much beauty in the interior, you know what I mean, to go to another place. And God bless Asheville, because I would say instead of going like to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, go to Asheville, but pray for those folks on the west side of North Carolina. It's, you know, places like that. There's so many places that you can go instead of just those outer perimeters. If y'all think about going to Mexico, not that Cancun or Cabo are bad. It's not about that. But there's just so much more country. It's just so much more to see. Take your blinders off. Just wanted to add that to what you were saying. You know, because sometimes people are planning to move, and I don't mean move as in, you know, move your address move, but they're planning on going somewhere. But it's just, okay, where do you go? Top 5 places to go. Boom. Cancun, Cabo, it's just like, but there's so much more.
So on that top 5 list, the top 5 are probably touristy and paid to be top 5.
Correct.
So look a little further.
Right. Or they're going to have you staying on the vacation grounds, the resort grounds. And is that going to be lovely?
Sure.
Yes.
But it's not really Mexico.
Is there more?
Absolutely. So I would say if you're trying to move abroad, live abroad, visit abroad, and earn money, look at, is my job mobile? Can I work it remote? Can I take it with me? Is that a possibility?
Do I have skill sets to sell?
Right. Do I have, you know, am I a masseuse? Am I a barber? Am I a hairstylist? The things that I can kind of take with me and use in my new location to earn money. That's also an option. Or if you're retired and you got a little bit of lump sum you can sit on, how do I best use that lump sum to kind of take with me and live
Let
off
it
of
stretch.
that? Or even that, you could start a business in your new place. You could start a business online, so it doesn't matter where you are. There's a lot of options that you kind of go through to kind of figure out, okay, how do I want to move forward and have this new life someplace else, even for a small amount of time. Because you may be able to take some PTO and just go for a couple weeks, or maybe not. Maybe you got to leave a job and you got some nest egg there and you're going to go travel for a little bit and come back and get another job. There's all types of ways to do it. We're going to have another video soon that kind of gives you a little bit more in depth about all those different options of making money and living abroad. So look out for that. But I want to end up this episode and say, if you got any value out of this, that maybe we broke down some of those barriers that were kind of stopping you from living abroad, moving forward, traveling outside of your normal area, going to the next town over and getting a piece of chicken. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and comment, buy a coffee, become a 7997er, join the club, all those things. Anything else you want to add before we move out?
I just appreciate you guys.
As always.
Y'all gonna leave great comments. We don't agree with all of them, but you take time to talk to a sister and a brother, and we appreciate it, you know. And we are here to help as much as we can. The calendar is on our website, 7997.life.lif. F as in Frank E, life. And we just hope y'all enjoy the content. As usual, cuídate.
Arias Garce, take care, take a chance, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.
Y'all be safe.
This is the 7997 Podcast, your home for raw and honest conversation, featuring Chris and Jackie, with new episodes every Sunday, wherever you get your podcasts.